Hi, Aries, and welcome to your reading. This is for Starseed Tarot Living. I hope all of you are doing well. So, I'm finding out that if you are pretty much over 45 or close to 50 or 50, if you eat too much protein, it can turn into sugar, which is like weird, but I don't know. So, I'm cutting back on eating too much protein. But then it's like I'm also cutting out sugar and most carbs, not having a lot of carbs. So hopefully that works. I did the Slavic diet because my genes, when I did 23andMe, come up as mostly Finland. So from Finland. So genetically, that is like eating salmon, basically the food from IKEA without the meatballs or the mashed potatoes. It's just salmon, lingonberries, and maybe some salads or broccoli. They eat a lot of bread in Finland, but it's also freezing cold most of the time. So I mean, that is something I did. You could check if you wanted to. You can check your 23andMe and then you could culturally eat. I don't know if that's a thing, but you could just be like, well, I have a lot of this in my genetic code. So why not just eat what works with my gene? Um, so you could try that. It works for me. If I stick to like salmon and broccoli and very little carbs, like I stay at my proper BMI. The minute I start eating too much like Italian food, like pizza, spaghetti, it doesn't work with my system and I just bloat out like fast, like within hours. Like my face is like puffy. Um also so you know, any other, I mean, Mexican food can have a lot of high carbohydrate in the foods. But you can also eat it in a healthy way and not have the rice and the breads, which just spikes your sugar and spikes your insulin. However, I don't know if you have a different genetic code, maybe it wouldn't do it so much. Maybe somebody like me with mostly Nordic would be like spiking more than other cultures. So I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about a lot. Also like allergies, if you have food allergies. But let's focus on this Aries reading. Let's get an angel reading for Aries. What do they need to see? Spirit, please show us a clear and distinct message for Aries. There's something you or someone else doesn't understand because it's very complicated. I feel like your mind is boggled. Like your mind is boggling. Okay. The root of the issue is healing, recovery. You have to stay out. So some of you could have like what I have, cortisol spikes from stress. Like if you have coffee, and then stress, um, you could have cortisol spikes. And it's like you need to stay out of like negative interactions because there is an energy of somebody who like blocks you off or like is very selfish in their energies. And you're like, I'm determined to go forward, but there's like a lot of resistance around these energies. What is the outcome? No, I mean, the strength for the devil is like, I don't know. Should you have to put up with something? Five of Swords, it's like someone takes something very personally, or they resent or just flat out hate someone here. There's this very angry energy. What is this? A water king, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And an air king, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. These two people maybe you don't like so much. What is Four of Coin? Why is it being held back and protected? Somebody is like giving you the advice or the information. They're being very no nonsense, matter of fact about it, but they're also like holding it back. So why are you moving on? Something's being offered to you. Okay. And how does this play out in the end? It's still strength. Okay, so it's still strength over the devil. Oh, look, there's the devil. It's still strength over the devil. Why do you have to have strength with the devil? Maybe it's something that you're obsessed with or someone else is obsessed with. It could be something unhealthy, toxic, very binding, like keeping somebody under control. You have to manage. You have to manage, like strength is like I'm dealing with it, I'm managing it. But with this type of an environment, so external to you is someone who holds back and blocks, and their energy is like, this is what it is. And your energy is receiving something of value that would take you out of a negative situation because you find out the truth. That's something that you were worried about. So, what is the final outcome for Aries here? You'll be notified and there's a resurrection. Okay, what happens there? Nine of Coins, standing on your own, having everything you want and need, being very comfortable. Okay, there's worried about what someone said and whether this water sign is like, there's a lot of confusion around a water sign and a fire sign, whether they're maybe even trying to hold you back. What comes in with the truth? Wow, something's been agreed upon, maybe signed off on, and you don't know this yet. What happens there? The wheel of fate is turning. And what happens with the wheel of fate? A water king. Someone is like saying it's your fault. It's very weird. It's like it's your fault and I refuse. And then I don't know. And then they're showing up like with deep feelings. And a fire king. What happens with the outcome here? What happens with the outcome? The world, the big success and the goal that's achieved. The Three of Swords, the Page of Swords. You find out what someone said and it's pretty surprising. Why is somebody holding it back, protecting it, or blocking it? Because it's being offered to you. And what happens when it's offered to the Aries? You might be celebrating a victory here. Six of Wands, Three of Cups. Because you're six of air, you move out of some kind of strife or some kind of negativity. Okay, there's Hierophant, a decision is made. Why are you Nine of Coin on your own? Because you're given this, you're granted this after evaluation, Seven of Pentacles. Somebody's making like an ultimatum for you or giving you like conditions. Like, we'll give this to you under this condition. Why is it conditional? Surprising Moon, Four of Cups. It's hidden in the dark that someone's refusing or rejecting. There's a couple or a couple of people here or something that works out well for you. But there's what goes on here? Ten of Pentacles. You get everything you want and need. King of Swords. Somebody signs it off. Looking over details, maybe looking over a contract. So, strength with the devil could also be something you're dealing with that's very unfair for you, or feels unfair, or feels very extreme. It is working out in your favor. The Three of Cups, celebrating with other people. The Eight of Coins, something very specific. A relationship between two people. A Queen of Wands, an Aries, a Leo, a Sag, feminine. And the Star, healing is part of the root of the issue, needing to recover or heal. What happens here? A Page of Swords. Someone may have said something, inquired, or asked. Okay, something is being decided upon. Neutral. Like there's someone who's just neutral. This magician. Someone has all the tools and skills. There's someone who can maybe even fix or solve. And what happens here? Someone's fighting to defend themselves or defend their family or defend. Okay, and then there's a Four of Coin around that. Blocking off, holding back, protecting, or refusing. And then there's Six of Air for you. You just move on. What is that? So you're granted what you want. So your wish is granted. An Eight of Cups. Maybe you get to leave. Maybe somebody else leaves. And there's a new development. There's a new pentacle for you. After trying very, very hard, Nine of Rods. After persistent or maybe long hours or, you know, almost near burnout. All right. So it looks like your wish is granted here, but it is conditional. Like somebody tells you, we'll give you this on terms. Like there's terms around this, and you do get it, which is great. Maybe this is like a probationary thing. What happens here for Aries? Show us. Hangman. You have to look at it from a different point of view. It's uncomfortable. Nine of Rods. You can't give up. You have to continue. And the Wheel of Fortune turns on that. Okay. There is something about it's a test of your inner strength and resilient. There is something about a celebration with an Earth Queen, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and a commitment to that. Why is someone holding it back? Why is someone holding it back? Because they're defending and standing their ground against this Queen of Air. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There might be emails or messages. There is a person in power. Okay, this person's holding it back. Four of Coin. There is something here about a woman who lied. It looks like a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This person was being very dishonest in an organization. What's the outcome? There was a lot of conflict here with a man, uh, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. What goes on here? You find out the truth about that. Okay. And what happens there? You're granted and given exactly what you need because you have a divine intervention with the resurrection of the judgment. And this King of Swords maybe signs off on it, tells you the final decision is made, and it's reconciled. Okay. So it could be reconciling can be anything. It doesn't mean forgiveness. It can, but it can also mean reconciling a debt. It can mean reconciling through forgiveness of Christianity. I mean, it can be reconciling a loan, reconciling a relationship. It's putting something back to the way it was and to be perfected. So something turns the wheel. It's about maybe your legacy. Three of Cups and a Three of Coin. There's a legacy here and a reputation. And so that's what I have. You do quite well. And Ten of Pentacles, the goal, the Ten of Pentacles, and the strength. It's not easy, but you do get what you want. So that's what I have, and I'll see you again next time.